Grabbing of the blade is a totally real thing. You have to be careful when you're doing it. You know, as long as you keep a really firm grip, it won't cut you.
What?
It'll cut you if it slips.
This is Toby Capwell, historian, author, and expert on medieval and Renaissance arms and armor. Today we're taking a look at the historical epic Kingdom Come Deliverance, ahead of its upcoming sequel. If you enjoy this kind of content...
Yo, what's good? This the Mad Gamer back with another one. On this episode, we're gonna look at an armor expert who talks about what he thinks about how they portray the armor in Kingdom Come. Now we got the new Kingdom Come coming out in a couple days. I'm gonna play it. I wasn't really a fan of first Kingdom Come because it was first person. And I'm trying to get over my first person bug and try them a little more. But let's see what he say about, you know, the physics and the armor. What's going on?
And boar hunting, it's funny they pick up on that here, that normally you hunt the boars with spears or even with swords from horseback. And it's the most dangerous prey, and you face significant risk. You risk death, you risk horrible injury. So mentally, it's much better training for war. When you get hit in the head, for example, in the helmet, it can be very loud. Suddenly very loud, like you're inside a ringing bell. There's actually a historical source that recommends coating the inside of your helmet with wax. And it says so that when someone hits you, you don't ring like a bell. And they line pieces of armor with padded textile or thin leather to try and quiet it down when you're inside it. V-shaped stop ribs in action. You can see like an arrow, heavy arrow, shot from a high-powered longbow or war bow. It hits and then glances and gets stuck, and sometimes even just channels off and zings off harmlessly because of that V-shaped stop rib. Over time, they get smaller, but they, you know, at the time they were, you know, extremely effective. And when you see that as an armor person, you immediately know what time period you're in, or it's one of these markers that really should be there if this is honestly the date that we're talking about. Grabbing of the blade is a totally real thing. You have to be careful when you're doing it. You know, as long as you keep a really firm grip, it won't cut you.
What?
It'll cut you if it slips. But
yeah, he said you could grab the blade. Hell no.
if you don't let it slip, if you hold it, and you only need to foul that blade and hold it for a second while you do something else. It's not like you're gonna spend half the fight.
Bro, you'll lose your damn fucking hand.
You just need to grab it and hold on for
Man,
a short time as part of it.
You'll lose your whole fingers, boy. Them sharp ass blades.
You know, medieval fight books. There are strikes where you're holding like a longsword by the blade and striking with the hilt.
Oh, I've seen
like
that
you're
before.
Turning it into a
hammer. Hell yeah.
And striking with the pommel and things. So of course, half swording techniques, which are mainly used for fighting men in armor, where you can't slash them with the blade, you have to stab quite forcefully, and you have to shorten your grip to get in close. So there are a lot of half swording techniques are called that because you've got one hand on the blade and the other hand in the hilt.
Wow.
And not all of these weapons are like super razor sharp either. They're not all the sharpness of kitchen knives. Fighting with the visor down, huh? That's basically what it's like. Maybe even they've still given you a bit more visibility, actually. That's another thing about assessing your opponent's equipment as you approach him. You should be able to tell something about his field of view. I fought in a tournament in Italy where one of the cunning older competitors, he kept a really, really low carriage on his sword. He held his sword really low.
Oh,
because he knew you couldn't see him and his sword at the same time.
Oh.
He's purposefully taking it.
Yeah, this guy knows his stuff. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna go through the whole video. If you want to check it out, it's historian and armor expert reacts to Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's on GameSpot. Shout out to them. But yeah, man, that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is coming out and it's looking crazy. I mean, this is Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 that he's analyzing. So 2, you know, they probably got it right. I don't know if they really talk to, you know, knights and, you know, people who are experts in this, but it seems like it because you saw the arrow, You see the way they fighting and all that. So he confirms it. So Kingdom Come 2 is coming, man. I don't know if y'all messing with it on PC. I'm thinking about getting it on PC because, you know, they might have a third person mod, but, you know, I'm not too keen on the mods and PC. Like, you can't just put it in the game and play it. Even though it's getting real plug and play for the PC. I'll give it that. It's definitely getting more plug and play, but it's not completely plug and play like the PlayStation, you know.